Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching episode 12 of Until We Meet Again. Last episode it was Christmas time and we got to see pretty much all the couples go on a date actually. We saw In and Korn go on a date at the very beginning. It was very minor and they were very nervous and they didn't really do much, but it was still something, a rare moment for them to be together in public. Dean and Palm went on a date and Win and team, it probably wasn't technically a date, but I'll call it a date for them. Win was propositioning him with broccoli, pretending it was mistletoe, so he was making the moves. Dean and Palm had an epic date though, like the visual imagery in their date was gorgeous, but the stark contrast between their date and In and Korn's was, because they were so happy and carefree on their date and In and Korn was so like in the shadows and not really doing much, whereas Dean and Palm were so out in the open. Dean and Palm have arranged to meet with Anne, Dean's grandmother, this episode, but before doing that Dean said that Palm had to try and remember some of the past, so he gave him a soup that Anne had made for In way back when, and a load of memories just came flooding back for Palm in that moment, and he had a very emotional scene as always, and just that was a lot to process. I don't even want to think about how the reunion with the grandmother's gonna go. It's gonna be everything I need but so completely awful to watch at the same time, I feel like.
ว่าหนูจะดูแลน้องให้ดีที่สุด
และนี่แหละคือลูกผู้ชายคนโตของบ้านฉันก็หล่อและก็เรียนเก่งด้วย
นอนแล้วพ่อเนี่ยดูพ่อเรานี่ไม่ค่อยเห่อเลยนะเนี่ย
Shame we couldn't be proud of him no matter what, eh?
พ่อเราไม่ค่อยเห่อเลยนะเนี่ยดูสิ
มันก็มีบ้างสิอันนี้
Love that he's got a pink casket. We had to do that with my nephew as well, just the hand-me-downs from my niece. I just called it a casket. It is not a casket. Oh my god.
ทำต้มจืดหมูสับน้ำพริกแล้วก็ตอนนี้กำลังทำ
He really cooks up a storm so early in the morning. I could never.
ผมแบ่งไปแล้ว
พาแมวสีพวกนี้มาจากไหนอ่ะ
สีส้มนะครับจากแครอทสีเขียวจากใบเตยสีเหลืองจากฟักทองสีน้ำเงินจากอัญชันครับ
Butterfly pea flower. What are these ingredients? Are these easy to come by in Thailand? Because they sound so intricate and very, very hard to come across in my country at least. Like butterfly pea flower. How do you even make that?
เชลถั่ว
When he got the mung beans for him, their first
อย่าแซว
meet.
สิครับ
ต้องลอง
เอาครับผม
จะกินดีๆหรือต้องให้พี่ทำอย่างอื่นก่อน
พี่ดีนอย่าแกล้งสิครับพี่ดีนชอบแกล้งอ่ะ
I want to see Palm try and tease him back a bit.
ชอบแกล้งคนที่พี่ชอบ
It's just what you
แต่
do.
สำหรับคนที่พี่รักเนี่ยมันน้อยไปนะ
พี่ดีน
Okay, Palm.
ไม่เล่นแล้วครับไปอาบน้ำได้แล้ว
I think this is the most domestic couple I have ever
แค่
seen.
นี้พี่สิ
Like, I'd say there's angst in this show, but there's not like really angst for Dean and Palm, is there? Like, not in terms of their relationship. Most dramas will have them separated or arguing over something at some point. They never argue. The only thing they argue about is Dean teasing Palm. It makes him shy, but I think if Dean wasn't like this with Palm and was more reserved, then Palm wouldn't really know how to act because he would never make the first move. So Dean has to be like this, really. But they're just domestic. Like, they cook together. Well, Palm cooks, Dean eats. I've always said they feel like a more real relationship. Like, their relationship progression is one of the most natural that I've seen in a BL so far. And once they're in a couple, like, there's drama for them because of their past lives, but their relationship never feels like it's at risk because they just don't argue. it's so rooted in love. They're such a romantic couple. Not once do I live in fear that they'll be separated, whereas I feel like with every single other show, I'm thinking something's gonna happen that makes them break off, or one of them's gonna push the other away, or something like that. Whereas I never ever get that fear with this show, or with this couple at least. I mean, Win and Team are kind of push and pull, but I'm not too invested in them anyway. And then In and Korn, I know that they got separated, so I'm not necessarily living in fear. I am living in bitterness watching them because I know they get separated. But yeah, Dean and Palm is such a refreshing thing to see in one of these dramas. I feel like there's no other couple like them that I've seen.
อะไรเนี่ย แฮมเบอร์กของญี่ปุ่นครับ ประยุกต์ใส่ชะอมลงไปด้วย
You put what in it? What? That name has piqued my interest way too hard. What the heck is climbing wattle as a Thai food ingredient? Senegalia pinnata, a species of plant which is native to South and Southeast Asia. This is so intricate. You could tell he's a chef because of this stuff. This is so much effort.
งั้นพี่กินแล้วนะ ครับ
I hope he's gonna take some of his cooking to Dean's grandmother.
ผมกับน้องก็จะโดนแม่ปลุกมาช่วยทำกับข้าวตั้งแต่หัวยังไม่พ้นเคาน์เตอร์ล้างจาน
ถึงได้ชอบเข้าครัวใช่ไหม
ครับ แล้วพี่ดินตอนเด็กๆเป็นยังไงบ้างครับ
แต่เช้า แต่พอตื่นมาเนี่ยก็จะโดนงอแงเป็นประจำเลยโดนไม่เลี้ยวเลย
Now you seem to do it by habit because you turned up at Palms at 6 a.m. in one episode. I'm still not over that.
พ่อเป็นคนใจดี อารมณ์ดีมาก
We never hear him
แล้วก็
talk
รักครอ
about
บครัว
his dad.
สุดๆครับ ไปบรรยากาศก็คล้ายๆพี่ดินนะ
Oh.
เร็วๆเนี้ยผมเพิ่งรู้ว่าตัวเองมีคุณปู่ด้วยนะ แล้วก็มีคุณลุงที่ไม่ได้เจอกันมานานมาก แต่ว่าเดี๋ยวแม่กลับมาไทยก็คงเจอ
อิววันโนสุขังพระรัง
I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, but I feel like I'd quite like to do something like this just to see what it's like. I don't know, it seems very like peaceful, as if you'd feel relief once you've done it. I didn't like you're getting something off your chest. And I mean, who doesn't want a blessing?
เชื่อใจกันจะทำให้ปัญหาผ่านไปได้ มีทั้งดีและเสีย การยกโทษให้กันคือสิ่งสำคัญ
Wonder what that forgiveness is about. Dean forgiving Korn and forgiving In for killing himself. Them forgiving their fathers.
อินทัชจะโกรธใคร แล้วใครจะโกรธอินทัชเราต้องทำยังไงอ่ะ การหอบกำเริบกลางดึก พอเล่าให้พี่ดีนฟัง พี่เขาก็แทบจะย้ายสำโรงครัวมาอยู่ด้วย
Talk to
ถึงจะ
Dean.
อยากให้พี่ดีนมาค้างด้วยก็เถอะมันสบายใจดีมันอ้างเลยว่าถ้าให้กลับบ้านเนี่ยก็ต้องกลับไปด้วยกันเฮ้ย
Just say you want him to stay, Paul. Is now the time? Palm already looks like he's seen a ghost. God, he looks so scared.
ไม่เป็นไรนะ
Oh my god. Wasn't In wearing a checkered shirt like that on the night he died? And Palm's wearing a checkered shirt now to meet her again. The violins are already.
พาม มองพี่ บ้านหลังนี้ จะไม่มีใครทำอะไรเราได้ โอเคไหม
พ่อของอินทัศน์เขา
เสียไปนานแล้ว
Good.
ก่อนพามจะไปเจอเขา พี่ต้องบอกก่อน เรื่องอลิน หลานสาวของอิน อลินแต่งงานแล้ว มีลูก3 คน หลานทั้ง3อยู่มหาวิทยาลัย
He's really being so vague about this.
เรียนอักษร
Palm did see her picture and say her name. I guess he didn't know why back then.
อลินคือแม่ของพี่ ส่วนพี่อัน คือคุณยายของพี่
Depending on how this goes, he might never want to meet Dean's mother.
ไป
having a breakdown before he's got it inside.
พามคือพาม ถึงวันนี้ พามที่อยู่ตรงนี้พามา เพื่ออินทัศน์มาเจอพี่สาว พี่พาพามมา เพื่อแนะนำให้รู้จักกับคุณยายของพี่
So is this combining with the thing where Korn like overtook Dean when he met with the grandmother? So he's kind of expecting In to do the same thing to Palm and to prepare himself for that? Does his top say hope? Oh!
คุณยายน่าจะอยู่ในครัว พี่มาไม่ได้บอกล่วงหน้า
A sudden confidence overtook Palm there. He just walked straight to the kitchen.
ไปสิ อยากทำอะไรก็ทำเลย พี่รออยู่ตรงนี้นะ
พี่อัน
I thought this was probably In because there's no way Palm would just stride towards the kitchen.
เอ้ยจันเจ้า ขอข้าวขอแกงเก้าอี้ให้น้องข้านั่ง
There's just no words for it really, is there? God, how does this actress do it so well?
คิดถึงพี่คิดถึงพี่
Like brother, like sister, eh? I forgot Dean was just standing there.
ในเมื่ออลิน
เรียกแม่ก็ได้
That's weird though. She's his niece.
เรียกแม่ก็ได้ลูก
คุณยายอยู่คนเดียวเหรอครับ
อยู่คนเดียวจ้ะ แต่หลานๆน่ะมาเยี่ยมกันบ่อย ไม่เหงาหรอก
หาคุณยายบ่อยๆบ้าง จะได้ไหมครับ
ได้สิจ๊ะ
ผมจะพามาหาบ่อยๆ วันหยุด ถ้ามีโอกาส
I mean,
จะพา
it's
มา
kind of
กินข้าวด้วยกัน
unreal that Dean's only met her twice, isn't it?
ข้าวกันนะครับ คุณยายทำเตรียมไว้เต็มเลย
Oh, she made the food. He gets to eat her cooking again. I do hope she gets to try his at some point though.
พามาได้ไงเนี่ยข้างนอกเห็นแต่รถพี่ดีนนึกว่าพี่ดีนจะมาคนเดียวซะอีกพาแฟนมาเปิดตัวกับคุณยายเหรอ
ค้างด้วยเมื่อวาน ไม่คิดว่าวันนี้พี่ดีนจะพา
Dale, you're such a snitch.
น้องสมยอมใช่ไหม
เปล่านะครับ
อ๋อ
ก็พี่ดีน่ะอยู่ดีๆก็ท
ทำอะไร
จะเป็นแก่ลูกน่ารักแบบนี้เนี่ย จะไม่ให้ยายยอมรับได้ยังไง แล้วพี่ชายเราอ่ะเขามาสารภาพเรื่องนี้ตั้งแต่วันแรกที่เจอยายแล้ว
And why should she not accept? Excuse me?
ที่กาญจนบุรีนี่ คิดจะทำอะไรหรือเปล่าคะ
แน่
Can
สา
we
รภาพ
please
มานะ
stop talking about this in front of the grandma?
ำอยากได้รางวัลจากพาม
Oh, babe, why are you like this?
ไป
Oh,
ไปด้วยกัน
that did not sound like how it sounded.
ลองสิลูกอร่อยไหมยายทำเองทุกอย่างเลยนะ
She literally only cares about Palm. Her grandchildren are all out the window now.
เนี่ยทางไม่ชอบอีกแล้วอ่ะ ผมก็อยากพาแฟนไปด้วยเหมือนกันนะ
The way he went, fair.
อย่าไปสนใจคำพูดมันเลยไปขึ้นรถกัน
ครับ
At least he has team here. He knows someone else on the trip. even though Tina's kind of just as bad with the making fun of them.
จากนั้นจะยิงยาวไปจนถึงสะพานข้ามแม่น้ำแควพากินข้าวเที่ยงก็ค่อยเข้ารีสอร์ทกันโอ้ยเขาสองคนจะรู้ไหมเนี่ยว่ามีพวกเราอีก8-9 คนนั่งอิจฉาอยู่ตรงนี้
Gosh.
ไม่เห็นมีคนป้อนบ้างเลยเว้ยอยากได้คนป้อนด้วยอ่ะทีมเอาเว้ย
Oh, come on. Remember that time Palm had to feed all 3 of you?
เอาเว้ยอะไรวะ
Well, I hope Win ends up getting his feeding.
พี่ดินสั่งด้วยเหรอครับ
What?
ตอนแรกพี่ก็ไม่ชอบหรอก
Ah!
แต่พอเป็นของจริงแล้วเนี่ยพี่ก็เลยชอบแล้วก็สักเบาๆพี่สักตรงนี้
พี่ดิน
ให้ดู
แล้วครับสนใจ
He looks a lot happier now. Hopefully the nightmares will subside a bit.
จะนอนในห้องละ2 คนแต่ละห้องนอนเนี่ยจะมีห้องน้ำอยู่แล้วเดี๋ยวไปแบ่งกันละกันว่าใครจะนอนกับใครส่วนถ้าใครอยากจะกินอะไรเพิ่มเติมเนี่ยก็ให้มาที่ล็อบบี้นี้ส่วนถ้าใครอยากเล่นน้ำก็เล่นได้แต่ระมัดระวังกันละกันประมาณนี้เดี๋ยวเจอกัน
Why is he like holding his crotch? Why do I feel like Palm can't swim? He's got a life jacket, so he'll be fine. But I don't know. He gives off vibes of someone who can't swim.
ทำไมชอบกินไอติมจัง
อะไรที่เป็นของหวานอ่ะ อินก็ชอบหมดแหละพี่กรณ์เร็วพี่
Oh, they ended it there. Are you joking?
พี่จะทวงรางวัลยังไงครับ
Oh my gosh, is it finally happening? For both of them, holy cow! I really think and hope that Palm meeting with Dean's grandmother will be good for the both of them. They both seemed so happy after, like in that meal with Don and Del. They all seemed so happy, and she was only paying attention to Palm. That's so real of her, because I don't think she ever truly got over what happened to her brother, and so having them meet like that, it's like she got closure that she always needed. I think it will be helpful for Palm as well, because I'm hoping now that he's got this connection with his past life, maybe the nightmares will subside a bit. We still haven't tackled the fathers yet, so that's probably the main cause of the nightmares. So perhaps they will continue, but for Anne especially, I think that will be really good for her, and she can kind of get her life back, because I reckon she's probably someone that's had her life put on hold a bit because of her grief. She's just constantly thinking of her brother. She never ever got over it, and I really think that will have provided some sort of closure to her, knowing that, you know, In is safe, In lives in another person, he is fine and happy, and he will still be in her life in some way. And the fact that she never got over it shows how much damage suicide really can have on the people you leave behind. Like, so many people out there kill themselves. This is not talking about In and Korn specifically, but there are people that kill themselves because they think they have no one to turn to. But whoever you are in the world, there will always be someone that grieves for you, and you have no idea how it's going to affect someone you know when you're gone. And she is a prime example of someone who just never got over it, and she probably lives with so much regret, thinking she could have stopped it, because she tried to tell him not to go and see Korn that night, but she let him go. She might think, if I just hadn't have let him go, he would be alive. There are so many scenarios that can go around your head with things like this. And so I really think that's going to be so good for her. And she now has 2 more grandsons, because she never had met Dean until this point. Well, you know, 2 episodes ago. So she basically only had 2 grandchildren that were in her life, and now she's suddenly gained 2 more, and they have such a like special connection because of their previous life and everything. So I really think she's gained so much from this. And also the touch of Palm wearing a checkered shirt, I don't even want to talk about it. She is a stellar actress though. Her tears just flow so effortlessly, considering she's only had 2 episodes that she's been in. This actress, she's had 2 episodes she's been in, and yet she still manages to pull those raw emotions out and bring them in onto the screen. It's absolutely amazing, and it feels so realistic and raw, and oh gosh, the combination of both her and Fluke is just too much. Amazing acting, and the touch of adding in the flashbacks of when they were children as well, when he was like a newborn baby and she would take care of him. Oh, but it ended so domestically. We had Palm going with Dean on the trip with the swimming club, and they seemed to be having fun. That previews kind of intrigued me. He just said that he saw In. That's it. What do you mean you saw In, Palm? A flashback, a happy memory? Was that moment there with In and Korn one of Palm's flashbacks? I feel like it is Dean that generally gets them while he's awake. Palm has the nightmare side of things, whereas Dean gets like the happy moments when he's awake. And so maybe this was like Palm. Surely that's not the first time Palm has seen In his mind, right? And I do wonder whether we'll get to see them visit Palm's mother in the US. I reckon we'll definitely see him meet Dean's parents because they're more accessible and we know they're coming home soon. But whether we get to see them fly to the US and meet Palm's parents, I don't know, but I hope so. Oh, actually, do I? I don't know. We've already seen them talk over video chat a few times, so do we really need that? If there's time, I'll take it. If there's not time, I can leave it. Because we've seen them like come out over video call and she's accepted already and stuff like that, so I wouldn't, like, it wouldn't be a crime if we didn't have that scene. Yeah, we need to see Palm meet Dean's parents though, and I really need to see what Dean's dad is like. Like, we know he's so similar to Dean, so I have to see him. And there's more stuff that we need to know about their In and Korn's fathers as well. What happened. I want to see what they were like post In and Korn's death, whether they felt guilt. We saw the funeral scene a little bit, we had that flash to it, and they were there, and it looks like they were the ones that tied them together. So I want to see their initial reactions after In and Korn died. Were they like, oh my god, what have we done? This is stupid. They must have actually felt guilt to try and get them reunited in their next life. I want to see them have that discussion because they were so homophobic and so against their relationship before. I want to see them have that discussion of tying them together with the red thread. Now that is something I need, but I really don't know if we'll get that. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my reaction to episode 12 of Until We Meet Again. If you want to watch my uncut reactions to Until We Meet Again, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 13. Bye!